Hey, how's it going, everybody? I just wanted to first of all say thanks for all your comments on my pullover video. Appreciate you. Over the past couple of days, I've gotten a couple of troll comments calling me mentally ill for having an adrenaline reaction when I got pulled out of my car when my kids were in the car. And, you know, I think that's ironic. I think that it's insane to think that somebody is mentally ill for reacting negatively to being pulled out of his car by somebody with a gun. In any other context, every single human being would have the same adrenaline reaction. But people are so just conditioned to being a slave. You know, you get people with IQs of like 70 or 80 out there trying to be authorities. They have no ability of discernment whatsoever. And then you got bootlickers trying to say that I'm mentally ill for sticking up for myself and for admitting to being afraid. Yeah, of course I'm afraid. I've been tortured by cops. I've been tortured. So yeah, I'd say that is the most sane reaction and the most reasonable way to feel given the circumstance. But that's really not what, I don't care about that right now. I just thought it was funny. What I really wanted to talk about is, let's see, what is it? Oh yeah, I've just noticed over the past couple of months really, but specifically over the last 3 to 4 weeks, just the level of political cultishness coming from all sides is really astounding. People who once would be pretty moderate and reasonable to talk to and understood that both parties are pretty much the same thing, those people are now, for the most part from what I see, either solidly in one camp or another. And it's so cultish. You guys don't, I'm sure some of you do, but you got to realize how insane it is to be this invested in politicians. It's crazy. It's crazy. That is a sign of hero worship. And the sad part is they're the farthest thing from heroes that you could be worshiping. And God, I don't even get it. I don't get it. These people have shown themselves time and again to break every promise they make, to sell you out to the highest bidder, which is usually at the expense of your health and well-being. And time and again, you vote for them and you go a little bit crazy in your support of them. And I don't understand that. Your life just, from what I hear from people, everybody's lives just keep getting worse. It's not like, at one time somebody took your rights and then the next guy gave them back. No, you just forget that your rights were taken and blame it on the next guy when you feel the effects of it. It's gross, man. You got to start thinking. Start having memory that's longer than, I don't know what it is. Is it 10 minutes? Is that how long it takes you to forget a cause? Like cause and effect? Or maybe let's give it a year. Do you have a year? No, I don't even think you do. I think you have a cultural memory just as long as the news cycle lasts. Because I don't think you have memory. I think you have programming. I don't like living around people like that. I don't like calling myself an American if the people that are Americans are people like that. Because that's weakness and that's complacency and that's willful ignorance. And I can't do it. It is exhausting. And how do I get millions of people to pull their heads out of their asses? The answer is I don't. I can't get any of them to pull their heads out of their asses because they enjoy the smell of their own shit. I don't. I find the smell of shit repugnant, and I pulled my head out of my asshole long ago, and I recommend everybody do so. But you know what? The problem is it takes honest self-reflection to do so, and regardless of, once you start to question your worldview and pick it apart, you have to admit that which you believe firmly and which you've stuck up for vehemently is a lie, is false, and that thus your belief in it and support was false. And most people, especially in the West, are way too egotistical and arrogant to do that. I don't get it. I don't understand. It's so much easier to just admit you're wrong than to live a lie. It is infinitely easier. But instead, people would rather just, pretend like you're right and double down and triple down and quadruple down until, you've got people pushing the most literally insane things. I have actually heard people defend abortion up until the moment of birth. People actually that gone. And it's women. It's only women who support that. How did you let yourself become so easily programmed? Why am I not so easily programmed? And if I'm able to not be so easily programmed, why are you unable to break free of your programming? The capability is there. I'm not some genius, so what's your problem? Why the fuck do you just go along with whatever you see on a screen, thinking that any of it is real? I don't understand why you think that anything you see on a screen, including me, is real or true. Why do you not back everything up that you hear? Is it laziness? Is it complacency? Is it lack of critical thinking abilities or intelligence? Is that what it is? If it's any of those things, that's fine. Just stop mocking people who do have the balls or the intelligence or the wherewithal to question what they're told. Because personally, I'm sick of reaping the consequences of things that everybody else has supported. I haven't. And yet, I get told by people who vote that, well, unless you vote, you have no room to talk. Sure I do. I didn't cause this. I didn't show my support for any of this. I've been speaking out against it for a long, long time. You supported it, and so you don't have any room to talk. Donald Trump read, I think he called it his favorite poem one day. And the most important line of that poem, which I don't know what it's called, "You knew I was a snake when you took me in." You people, you hear these politicians say stuff like that on your screens, but you don't listen. You'll still yuck, like clap like a seal when he says something you agree with. And he'll wait for your applause, and then he'll say something else you agree with, and wait for your applause. It's so fucking, it's gross. It's gross to watch grown adults be so pandered to and so susceptible to the pandering. Fucking like a bunch of blubbery, grown, hairy infants, and it's repulsive. You've been blinded by your vices. Most of you are addicted to food. It's called food, but it's really poison. The shit you shovel into your face is poison. You wonder why you have 6 chins. This is not the land of the free, the home of the brave. Because bravery now is disrespected and mocked. Anybody who stands up to mainstream is just ridiculed. Land of the free. Holy shit, man. This is the furthest thing from that. Oh.